All right. Hey, yo, it's Rico and Eli here. Wanted to bring the concept of industry groups to you guys. I'm not part of one. I'm part of, the industry groups, but not the industry forums. So I'm part of industry groups. I know you guys know all about those. And if not, we'll have a talk about those. But there's this thing out there called industry forums, which I find amazing. So Eli's part of one. He's one of a few people I've spoken to, and I want him to share his experiences. So Eli, really quick, how you doing, man?
Great, man. Thanks for asking me about this.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. If you guys can't tell, Eli is getting a sweat on, working out at the gym, and he's taking some time out of his busy, really hard day to, talk to us about this. So Eli, really quick, what is an industry forum? Talk to me about that.
Industry forum, well, at least for us, is our for industry is the contracting industry. We created a forum that is separate from our normal EO, monthly forum. We meet quarterly in person, and we're contractors. And we built a constitution out just like a normal forum would do. And are just you you have you have to be a contractor. You have to have service techs with crews, just because we deal with kind of different issues than maybe some other industry spaces, and we just found value connecting. Oh, and we also grew it outside of the Arizona region, so it's not just EO Arizona. We have an EO Reno member. We had a member from California recently, and even Denver at one point. So yeah, we're truly trying to grow it outside of the Arizona region. We do have a lot of Arizona members, but it's just a great way for us to stay connected as as contractors, kind of blue collar guys that deal with. We have a different hiring pool that we deal with when we're hiring, which might be something that my normal forum can't always. Not all the members can always relate to. We're not hiring, white collar professionals. We're dealing more with, blue collar help, and just tricks and things that we do that are different, that are helping our business, that might be something that we can help each other out laterally. That makes
So
sense.
is it right to say that these forums are more business specific as opposed to, how EO is very much about the 5%? Are you guys' forums more business specific and helping the businesses grow?
Well, we still do an update very similar to EO. We still do our personal updates because that personal stuff still gets in the way. You can't leave it out. But we definitely make certain that we include a roundtable of some sort in every meeting. So we'll do a live coaching if it's necessary. But we are trying to make it more business focused, in the sense that you know we're dealing with a battle of finding leads or hiring, or just bottlenecks that we're running into as entrepreneurs. I remember one time we did just a go around, and we all discussed what we were paying for our insurance, because one of the members was paying a lot of money for insurance. And the takeaway from going around the table, it didn't matter. We had one member at the time had 200 company trucks, and that was the largest. And then there was a few of us that had, like, I think, four or five company trucks. But the learning experience out of that, all different industries, it was painters, electricians, solar guy. It was interesting. We were all paying about the same per company vehicle per year, is what we discovered. And the one member that was overpaying was paying almost double. And
Oh,
so
wow.
it was kind of like a learning experience for that person. And it was kind of eye-opening for all of us to realize, wow, it didn't matter. Like, even the guy that had 200 company trucks was still, and we were all in the same ballpark for what we were paying, even though we were different industries.
Right. Perfect. Awesome. What What's the steps? I know Nathaniel sent out, a form that is one of the steps to start an industry group, but how did you guys do it? Did you guys go through that form or did you guys just like connect and say, let's start something?
So I wasn't a part of the original formation,
Yeah.
sorry, of the original forum, but it was done very much like that. A lot of we have a lot of contractors here in Yale, Arizona, and a group of them got together and just said, let's do this. It was originally called Southwest Service Forum because we were trying to focus on the Southwest, so we could all be kind of close to one another, be a flight away. That's another thing we do. We meet quarterly, we don't meet monthly, and we do a mini retreat for every one of the meetings. So
Right.
even though we meet in Arizona, we rent a house here in Arizona, and we just spend the night. We all commit to an overnight and just build the intimacy and the bond that you do in a regular forum when you do a mini retreat every single time. So
Awesome. Okay. All right. How many people are in your forum?
we're currently at 6 right now. Yep, but
Currently at six.
it's been as large as 10, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What's the biggest value you've gotten out of this forum and things that you can share?
Um, just um tools that I've been able to use in my business. We did a recent go around in how we all use KPIs differently with our financials in our business. We track different things. We all just did an exercise and just each of us showed one another how we track our KPIs in our business. And that was wow, a big eye opener for me, and it really helped me in adding some KPIs that I thought I had all my bases covered with all the KPIs I was measuring, and there was a lot of interesting tools that some of the other members were using that I was able to take away. That was one thing, and just it's just a different. It's just more bonding, It's just like that excitement about meeting in forum with your EO forum. I'm very excited every time I meet with my contractor forum. It seems like it's just another thing that we've got to do. At the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, I got the contractor forum coming up. But what's crazy is I'm excited every time I go. It's like a treat. It's just similar to it is with forum with me. That I've been a member now for gosh, this is my 6th year, and there's a ton of value in just building more relationships. And there are a lot of the Arizona members are members I don't have in my forum. In fact,
Right.
I don't have anybody in my. I used to have one other member that was in my regular forum that was also in the contractor forum, but they're no longer in the forum. So yeah, it's just
Okay.
another way to meet more EO members. It's like forum mashup kind of. You just build that relationship with more members that you would have normally have opportunity to have access to.
Awesome. So you can be in a forum and an industry forum. That's for everybody. You can probably be in multiple industry forums if you're crazy. Uh,
Yeah.
what questions haven't I asked you, Eli? What's the share that I haven't asked you about? Anything?
So yeah, I guess what's interesting to me about this whole thing is, I get this asked where I hear a lot of it did take a lot of effort to get this one started. I know that there's a lot of industry groups. There's actually a contractor group that meets once a month on Zoom, and it's just anybody who is a contractor can go at any time. And I've been on that Zoom call, and it's great. It doesn't, you know, I don't know. It doesn't feel as personal, and they're from all over the world. You get great takeaways from that, but I just don't feel the connection as much as I do with a regular forum that you meet in person, and you need the commitment of showing up every time and being there, and because it's a secondary forum, it is a more casual forum. We actually call it um, what's the term? We call it Gestalt-ish,
Okay. Yeah.
where
Yeah. Yeah.
where there
Yeah.
is times where we actually ask for advice and actually give it,
Yeah.
and it's something that's a
Yeah.
little different than we do Neo. And I think that just we added it to the Constitution because it's something we thought was important because we're it's just a different space. Um, but I guess the questions that you're not asking me, I guess like when people want to start these, I think it's ends up starting sometimes is maybe a group on Zoom that'll just meet like once a month or once a quarter. And then I can tell you this forum's been around for so long. We were meeting during COVID and we switched to meeting. We actually started meeting, I think, every week on Zoom or every 2 weeks on Zoom
Oh.
during the COVID time. And it was really, I forgot to mention this, that ended up being very vital for us because we didn't know day to day what was changing. We had a member that had access to the governor of Arizona, who was kind of keeping us up to date with what he was hearing from directly from him. That was like tremendously valuable. And we just stayed in touch more frequent. It was crazy. We just upped it up. We just did it on Zoom because we weren't meeting in person during COVID anyway, and there was a ton of value there. So. Yeah, I guess I don't know what questions that you're not thinking of because I haven't really thought about it much.
I like that. So you use the forum to traverse hard times. It sounds like, because you're Gestalt-ish, then it's almost like you have, 5 other mentors, when you need them. You got 5 other mentors that have been situations you've been in, and they're kind of in a similar industry. So their thoughts are really relevant at that moment. So no, that's awesome, man. I think this is perfect. Perfect. So guys, industry forums, you got the 5 to 7 minutes, I think, with Eli Hall here. And, I hope this brought you some value. Eli, thanks for stopping your workout. You probably had 140 beats per minute when I contacted you. Now you're sitting about 82. You better go get it back up to 140. But thanks for spending some time with me, buddy. We'll get this posted. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. I